It's been a while since we had to talk about anybody buying property in Shady Town, but here we are. I've been traveling a lot for the last month. A lot's been going on. I'm back. I'm stable. Let's talk to Cal Poly. Come on, Cal Poly. Y'all buying property over in Shady Town. Do we need to talk about it? All right, let's refresh ourselves on what's been going on with Cal Poly. So back in, I think, July 1, I posted a video about Cal Poly cutting its swimming program in total, both the men's and women's program, citing the House settlement as the reason for the cuts. Now, we should know, and I didn't say it then, that Cal Poly has a strong swimming program. I guess past tense, had a strong swimming program. Had won awards, had won, medals, very good athletes on the swimming program. Nice program to get recruited and swim for Cal Poly. Well, they, being shady even then, announced the cuts to everyone, including the student athletes themselves, over social media. The recruits that had just signed to come for the fall semester, the existing athletes, everybody found out the exact same way, because Cal Poly was being shady. In response to this announcement that happened in March, the programs, the families, the athletes, the friends, tried to fundraise to save the program. They fundraised somewhere between $9 and $10 million to save the program. The institution said that was not enough. Too bad. So sad. Peace. Swimming, y'all are out of here. Both men and women's programs. 29 athletes on each team. So in response to that, Equity 9 Sports Law demanded in its letter to Cal Poly's president, that the women's sports swimming program be reinstated because Cal Poly allegedly had multiple Title IX violations. Now, this was just based on math. Their student body was more than 50% women, but the number of student athletes that were women were around 35 or 36%, depending on how you counted. So, Cal Poly didn't respond in public to that demand letter. But what they did do, I guess in recognition that they were in violation of Title IX, is that they elevated 2 new women's sports to varsity status. And those sports were STUNT, which is a competitive version of cheerleading, which was previously a club sport, beginning this school year, 25-26, and flag football, potentially as soon as 2027, which isn't even an NCAA sport yet. Now, I'm not hating on either of these sports. Flag football is getting tons of pub. It's going to be an Olympic sport in 2028 in LA. Flag football is the business. I know far less about STUNT. No reason for me to hate on them. It's great to see women's sports being added. 65 slots for STUNT, competitive women, a competitive version of cheerleading, which was previously a club sport, and flag football, which will have generally thought to be about 25 slots. Now, there's only one other school in California that even participates in STUNT, and that's Cal Baptist. I'm not familiar with that school. Most other big name schools in California don't even have a club team. So Cal Poly's in the front end of this elevation of this sport to full NCAA Division I collegiate status. Now, they described STUNT as cost effective, saying that it required limited setup, limited equipment and travel, and they already had the equipment and the space, so it was sunk costs, easy to already just fold it in. But it's unclear why swimming was not cost effective. Cal Poly, since we're talking. Now, swimming had 29 women's slots, Wouldn't it have been nice to add swimming, reinstate swimming, add stunt, and add flag football? That would have added roughly 120, 130 women's slots. But no, they didn't do that. So as Cal Poly was announcing that it was elevating stunt and potentially bringing in flag football, it said, yeah, too bad, so sad about the whole swimming thing. We wish it could have worked out. Now, on the latest numbers that we've been able to find from the FOIA requests, it looks like in 2023 and 2024, the swimming program, the women's swimming program, had a cost of $113,000 as part of a roughly $13.7 million budget. Let me say that again, Cal Poly. $113,000 to run women's swimming in 23-24, the last data that's available, as part of an overall $13.7 million budget. That just doesn't sound like a whole lot of money. So I'm not persuaded by the statement that the money was the issue with swimming. And I think it begs the question, what happened to that $9 to $10 million that they raised to try to keep swimming afloat? How's that money being deployed? Clearly not on swimming. Cal Poly. So, last time I checked, I saw Cal Poly looking for some land in the back over there. Whole bunch of acres in Shady Town. Now, who else is in Shady Town? As far as I can recall, we've just got a few folks in Shady Town. University of Miami and University of Wisconsin over that Xavier Lucas saga, which is just messy and stays messy. Okay. Then the NFL built a skyscraper in Shady Town with that whole Shedeur Sanders going in the 5th round mess. And now Cal Poly buying some property out back. What y'all doing, Cal Poly? Keep fighting the fight for women's swimming. It's a great program. It does not seem to deserve what it is getting. Congratulations to stunt and flag football. No reason to hate on them. Swimming needs to come back. Hopefully I'll get it done the right way. Keep the fight alive. Let me know what y'all think.